what's poppin'? Welcome back to my channel, my returning subbies. And if you're new, it's your favorite Southern psychic, Lele in the building. And today we got another reading, so go ahead and get your drinkity drink, go get your snackity snack, and let's get it poppin'. Now today's topic of discussion, people are shocked to see you still standing, dude. All right, and you were initiated by the fire. You just got through this initiation process, is what Spirit's showing. So congratulations, all right? You were initiated by fire, purged through the fire, and you're rising as the phoenix, okay? And so this energy that's coming through, Spirit is showing me that your power is literally otherworldly, okay? You've been through so much in your existence on this planet Earth, and I'm hearing that you have such an old soul, and all of these pains and these like energies that you've been going through is you wrapping up old karmic energy from past lives, okay? And so this is the reason why things are different, because maybe you've had this awareness, like I'm hearing maybe having deja vu lately, all right? And that's because Spirit's saying like you've been here before, you've done this tale before with the same group of souls, okay? And so like what's happened is that you're finally transcending the Maya. The Maya is the illusion, is what's coming through, and you finally overcame this illusion energy. We have illusions, okay, Neptune vibes with spell work, intentional or unintentional. So you've been in the process of breaking these generational curses, is what Spirit's showing me, okay? And so through this energy that you're experiencing, it's like you're learning how to be a warrior. You're learning how to put on that armor of God and fight every day, because it is a spiritual battle every day to get in control of your energy, and it like deciphering between like where your energy stops and where somebody else's energy begins, okay? So we have this energy of you overcoming the shadows of fear, of self-doubt, and I'm also hearing persecution from other people, all right? So you were definitely persecuted in different lifetimes, and that's the reason why like you might notice like people just naturally misunderstand you, is what I'm hearing. But there is this beautiful energy that's happening where like you're overcoming all of these challenges, okay? So finally you're it's like the Little Mermaid coming up for a breath of fresh air is like the metaphor that it feels like after she's like signed that deal with Ursula, right? She finally comes out for breath, but it feels like you've broken the contract. You're breaking contracts, is what I'm hearing. We have the Knight of Cups clarified with the Three of Swords, right? And so this is talking about like certain painful things that came to the surface. I do believe we got the Three of Swords in yesterday's reading as well, but this is showing an energy come through that like for a while you were operating in the emotional, okay? Like I said, the Maya will try to trick you out of your progress or trick you out of your blessing, okay, and get you stuck and stagnant in an old loop. And what's happened is that you've gotten in control of your mind. I want to say we got this card too. Trust me, okay? I do shuffle these profusely. So this is like a continuum energy from yesterday's reading, is what Spirit's showing me. And we have the Six of Wands coming through. You have finally done it. You have done the impossible. You were initiated, okay? So all these pains, it was a time period of initiation for you, and you did it. You have become successful. We literally have the Devil card clarified with the Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So definitely been a time period of walking away from toxic karmic connections and contracts, is what Spirit's showing. For a while, you had a lot of these burdens that you were carrying with you, and you were wondering why things weren't changing around you. Like, how come the more that it's like, even though it's like you were spinning your wheels and maybe you were working hard and it's like you felt like nothing was changing, it was because of these past life energies that you were surrounding yourself with, right? And so you're no longer surrounding yourself in that old energy. You're finally walking away from the past and walking away from the burdens of these connections and these soul contracts, okay? And it's also given an energy, like, it's this energy of detachment. Like you're learning how to detach, like I said, learning like where your energy stops and where somebody else's energy begins, because not all energy is your energy, okay? We are connected as one consciousness, but you have to decipher, okay, did I choose this, right? Or it's like, did I call for you, right? That's the energy that it's given. Like people are starting to notice like you kind of owning your own and no longer like getting on the bandwagon of other people's BS, is also what I'm hearing. We have the Ten of Wands. It is in the reversal, clarified with the Two of Wands. So now that you have finally released the burdens of this past energy, of this toxicity, it definitely feels like, generational curses in your family, right? That's what it's given currently. You are doing the impossible. You're doing what your father couldn't do. You're doing what your mother did not have the strength to do, right? And you thought that this was your burden to carry, or you thought for a while like, oh, well, I'm just this way because, let's say alcoholism runs in my family, or addiction, or whatever it was. Okay, it's going to be different for everybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be addiction, but it's all about that you felt like you were codependent to, you're breaking away from. Okay, and so now that it's finally done with and you've released the burden, boom, we have the Two of Wands. Now you can get to living, boo, right? That's what it's given. Like, now you can finally go live your life and live your life for yourself. The bottom of these decks, we have the Four of Wands. We have a lot of Wands energy, and it's going to get to the Oracle. I'll show you in a sec. So we have the Four of Wands, we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, we have Death, and the Page of Wands. This is definitely giving like the Mars aspect of Scorpio energy, okay? And so the Mars aspect of Scorpio energy is taking the fire of that Mars energy and, you know, the injustices that you dealt with, instead of like being a victim of your circumstances, taking the power back and doing something about it, creating a new environment. It's almost like, you know, you can't heal where you were injured at. That's what I'm hearing here, okay? So maybe you were moving, or it's like you're moving energies, or it's like it just feels like you're transmuting the energies, even if you have to be in a situation that's familiar, but seeing it with new eyes is what I'm hearing here. You finally took the power back and took back control of the energies, no longer letting, you know, other people take the driver's seat. Okay, you let the devil ride, he gonna want to drive, right? And that's the reason why you had to walk away from the devilish energies, okay? And all I gotta say is the devil is a liar, okay? Period. So with this death energy, like I said, you have been resurrected. This is resurrection season where you're starting to kind of defrost and come back to life, is what Spirit's showing me here, okay? Breaking out of that spell, okay? That you broke from a spell. It's definitely feeling like a spell that was either cast on your family, okay? And it definitely feels like a subconscious spell, right? And so maybe some people in your family, you feel like, you know, you can't wake them up. This is the time period where we're not trying to wake up, you know, people. Like, we're trying to like find the others who are also awake, right? So like, where before maybe you were trying to wake people up, and like whenever you would do that, it's like a crab bucket. Like, the crabs will sit there and grab the other crabs down when the crabs are trying to get out, right? So crabs coming through, maybe cancer related for somebody. Okay, well, it's also giving something about maternal curses is what I'm hearing, okay, that have been lifted, okay? So we do have the enlightened deacon of Scorpio coming through, which is the eagle. Another message I was hearing as well, because on my way home, I kept seeing like birds like cross my path, and like they were catching my attention. So a lot of times, like whenever that happens, it's usually like the ancestors are trying to get a hold of you, is what I'm hearing. Okay, but eagles are very significant for you. Okay, it represents the higher perspective, patience, observant, and the hunter. You are now the hunter now. You're no longer being the hunted, okay? It definitely feels like that shadow work where you start to embody your shadow instead of being afraid of the giant behind the closed door, right? And so you're finally integrating your shadow, and you're becoming very much respectable, is what I'm hearing. Like, people are flabbergasted that you're still standing, because the things that you went through, like, would have literally destroyed somebody else who had never experienced that. Like, you've been through so much, and it feels like this is a time period where like you own the fact that you've paved this path for yourself, okay? And no longer let the shadows of the past, or the shadows of like the generational curses, you know, like, not only I'm hearing something about your ancestors. Like, they're saying that you did not only inherit our weaknesses, but you also inherited our strengths. And so you're starting to embody the strengths of your ancestors, is what I'm hearing here. We have the fight song come through, okay? Like a small boat in the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. Literally fire energy. You are on fire right now. And with the spiritual warfare, it is giving an energy like you've been going through the spiritual like upheaval. Okay, and it's been very mental and emotional, is what Spirit's saying, but you have broken out of it. You are breaking the chains, is what I'm hearing. And so definitely, like I said, this energy that's coming through, like, you got to get to a point, like I said, like, you're going to have to let people misunderstand you as you embody your power and no longer hold back, right? Nothing can hold you back anymore. All right. And so with the Oracle cards, we do have the empowerment card. We have fire. Like I said, a lot of fire energy, right? And another message I'm hearing as well with the 10 of Wands in the reversal, because it is fire as well. Like, whenever we are not living in our truth, especially if you are a creative person, because the fire not only destroys, but it's also a creative force, okay? Fire cooks food, but it can also burn a house down. You know what I'm saying? Knock on wood. But anyways, this energy that's coming through, like, it says, she has risen from the pit, free to choose, fit to win, Break the stigma, break the chains, beating heart, win the game. So it's showing me that you have literally crawled out of the pits of hell, right? And like your fire has been reignited. It's like you were just a small spark at one point. You felt like you were going to go out. You thought like, you know, worst case scenario that you could think of being in the pit. I understand, boo. I'm a Scorpio myself. I got a lot of Scorpio in my chart, so I feel you, okay? Especially if you do have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. Like, whenever you get into the pit, okay, like that is hard to get out of. And it takes a strong person to pull yourself up out of that dark energy and to overcome and rise out as the phoenix, okay? I had to cut something out. I said the F word, can't curse on here. Like, this energy has me like, I feel your fire. I feel this energy. And like, you thought that it was over for you. And other people thought that too. They thought that like you were never going to succeed in this. They thought that you would never pull yourself up out the mud the way that you did. And you did it, boo. Literally. You are on fire for your purpose. Your purpose is to be better every day. Like, that way you can break these generational curses and not pass it on to the next generation, right? And I'm also hearing something about raising your kids differently, right? Where before in the past, it was like kids are to be seen and not heard kind of thing. Like, maybe you're giving your kids a platform to speak, you know what I'm saying? Like, viewing them as humans instead of just something that's just there taking up space. And I feel like that's something that you've broken out of also in your family. That's what you're doing differently, okay? You have a voice. Your voice matters. Your emotions matters. And the things that you went through matter, right? And at the same time, it's like taking back the responsibility and having acceptance from where you came from, deciding I'm going to be better than that. Okay? That's literally what it's giving. We have the boundaries card and we have unseen allies. And this card right here is definitely heavy on the ancestral energy that's coming in for you. Your ancestors are so freaking proud of you, dude. They are proud of you for pulling yourself up out the darkness whenever you felt like you didn't have nobody by your side. You felt like it was just you against the world, right? You felt misunderstood. And finally you took the power back to, you stopped being a victim, you know, or feeling like isolated, and like you got out of that pit of isolation, and now you're finally in your power. You're finally lighting the way. You're lighting the way for others is what I'm hearing here. So good freaking job, dude. Goddamn. This is such a powerful energy. You literally, like, you're in a completely new space, a different headspace, a different emotional space than you were even a year ago. Okay, like a year ago, if like your past version of you could see where you are today, they would be flabbergasted. They'd be like, holy shitballs, Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's given. So good freaking job. I'm proud of you. I wish I could give you a hug. Like, honestly, like, you guys got me emotional this morning. I'm about to start freaking crying, y'all. Shut up. Okay. So, like, I was just reading y'all's comments in yesterday's reading, and, like, a lot of you guys, like, y'all were connected with me and say, like, you know, y'all, you're really, like, reading the energy. You're really, like, telling my story. And, like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to, like, be your friend, your internet buddy, okay? Your internet bestie. And I'm so proud of you for pulling yourself up out that dark place. And it's not going to be easy every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy being cheesy. It's not easy to put on the armor of God and to fight back the darkness with the light, right? And staying in prayer, staying prayed up. You know, it is a spiritual warfare right here. And the things that are happening in the physical and in society is just a reflection of what's actually going on in the astral, you know, angels and demons. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just real. Okay. And so, you know, you're overcoming the demons. You're overcoming your own shadows, your own demons, and also the demons in your family. Okay. Whatever happened, you know, you're transcending the pain and turning it into power. So good freaking job, dude. I almost feel like I don't even need to pull cards. Like, this energy is so intense. I feel like you're right in front of me, which you are technically, but you know what I'm saying. Like I said, this is not the time period to try to wake people up. Like, if people ain't woke up by now, you know, people gonna be left behind. I feel like that's what you're starting to realize, is some people are gonna be left behind in that old timeline and that old dynamic. Literally, look, truth and integrity. Okay, so this energy is coming through. Like, you are living truth. You are living in your integrity. And we did have this energy, I forgot to mention, haters gonna hate, potatoes gonna potate, right? And so you're making big waves. Back to that fight song, like a small boat in the ocean making big waves into motion. It means it's about like the butterfly effect. Like, your actions have consequences, whether for good or for bad. And it's like you're having this understanding, like, the only thing that you can control is you. You know what I'm saying? And as you do that, as you be the light in the darkness, like, you make this ripple wave, this ripple effect around you, okay? Your energy is very potent and powerful right now. And I feel this energy of positive change that you're starting to make. We have I am presence, okay? It's the great I am, right? And so this is the truth of you, regardless of your past or what you came from, right? You're transcending that. This is such a powerful message coming through here with that truth and integrity. You know, whenever you're a small child, okay, I'm getting this energy back to the Six of Cups. When you're a child, you have this innocence and you know that there's something different about you. You know that you're beautiful. You know that you're special. Okay. I know, you know, just speaking from whenever I was a kid, like I felt like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was beautiful. You know, I remember wearing this little polka dot dress and like looking down on it and I was on a swing. I don't know why this is coming through as a channel message. Okay. I feel like Spirit wants me to recognize you on that childlike level. Like that you have that natural understanding of your purity when you're a child, and then like the darkness happens, and like I said, back to that generational curses energy, right? Where, you know, you feel whether it was violated or felt like, you know, a part of your purity was taken away from you. Like it makes you forget and have this amnesia for a while, back to the energy of spell work and the illusions that you're not worthy and that you aren't beautiful and that you're not, you know, a pure child of God. And you're returning back to that is what Spirit's showing me with the I Am Presence energy. Okay, the I Am Presence is that you just are, because you are the spark of the divine. You're a spark of God, period. Divine masculine. That's exactly what I was feeling. Okay, you're healing the masculine energy in your family, in your bloodline is what Spirit's showing me. And it's the continuum fire. It's the fire that is passed down. I'm seeing a metaphor of like our ancestors when they discovered fire, right? And it, you know, they teach the next generation what to do. And along the way, it's like the fire started to go out. Okay, there was something that was forgotten, and it's like you're returning back to this. I'm hearing this precious inheritance. This inheritance, something's being passed down to you that was once forgotten. Okay, you are the chosen one to carry out these plans. Okay, the continuum fire to teach the next generation about the sacred fire. Okay, period. I know this sounds kind of like cryptic, but this is just the way that it's coming through right now. Self-expression is coming through. So we had truth and integrity, self-expression. And this is what is healing, is your throat chakra has been activated, okay? And like I said, like people didn't think that you were this powerful because you stayed silent for so long due to the traumas, due to the things that you went through. And now you're coming out as a divine leader, okay? And it's definitely giving like Chiron energy, the wounded healer is what you are. And regardless of the wound, like you're speaking up, you're speaking in truth, you're expressing yourself fully. I'm also hearing like musically it could be as well. You have the gift of gab is what I'm hearing. And somebody tried to tell you that you know, you talk too much, or like you need to hush up. And this is like a part of the generational curses. You are now being a voice for the voiceless with this self-expression. This is what your ancestors want you to know today, is that you are a voice for the voiceless, okay? So I'm hearing honor your voice, honor your message, honor your truth, okay? We have the transformation card. Like I said, you've been transformed, okay? There's a transformation happening in your throat chakra where you become more confident, and it's like you're stepping up as an elder, okay? You are the new elder is what I'm hearing here. And we have healer. Look, you are a divine messenger, a divine healer. Okay, it is the shaman. And what is the shaman experience? The shaman has to go through the initiation process, right? Has to be trialed through the fire, okay? And so this is what's happened with you. And it's like the baton is now being passed down to you. And you're finally taking the baton, okay? Bottom of the deck, we have self-mastery, okay? Self-mastery is coming through. So this is what you're in the process of doing, is mastering thyself, okay? So I'm really proud of you, dude, period. It's like you were formed through the fire. You were purged through the fire. And like now you're coming out as stronger. Your skin is thickened. And it's giving this energy come through of like you are unrecognizable. Like I said, like the past you would not have believed that you would be where you are today. So really be proud of yourself. Another message I'm getting as well with the self-expression and self-mastery, there is this energy coming through about like maybe you're into writing or something, like learning how, and I'm also hearing like music, like writing music. That's very specific coming through. Okay, so yes, this is part of your soul's mission, is to be a musician, an artist is what I'm hearing. Also, self-expression can also be in artistic expressions. Okay, boo? I'm hearing you know what to do now. You know what you have to do. I feel like this is the time period coming through. We have peace, right? So whenever you think of peace, it's no more chaos, no more confusion. You're in this energy of getting out of this funk of confusion, and now you see clearly. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone, right? Where before it felt like, you know, maybe you felt like your talents were a burden, or you felt like this burdensome energy where you couldn't see the forest for the trees, and now the burden is released. It's time for you to make big plans towards your life purpose, boo, and the willpower card. Exactly. So this is definitely, like I said, it ain't easy being cheesy. And through the spiritual warfare, it's a daily battle. It's a daily grind. Like, it's like being consistent, stay consistent in this new presence that you've built for yourself is what I'm hearing. Okay. And so it's like we work to get to a place, but it takes consistent showing up every day, right? And so this is something that you're starting to realize. I'm hearing discipline, like you're learning to be more disciplined in yourself. Okay. And through being disciplined, I'm seeing like rewiring your brain where it's like you're setting the tone, you're setting things into motion. Okay. Manifestation, dude, bro. The worst of it is over with. Spirit is saying be at peace, because look, you have manifested this, okay? There is something big that's happening. It's manifesting right now in regards to your life purpose. It's like all the stars are finally in alignment is what's coming through here, okay? I'm also hearing something about like seclusion, or like getting away, or like maybe you moved recently or something like that, but there's something about you setting roots down is what I'm hearing here, okay? What are these boundaries, Spirit? We have boundaries twice in this reading. Boundaries, confidence. Okay, so you have had people try to challenge your position, and that's what I was getting, that energy with like the haters energy. Haters go hate, potatoes go potate. Nobody knows what you're meant to do more than you. That's what I'm hearing, because we have boundaries coming through twice in this reading. You have reached this pinnacle of success in your life, and these milestones is what Spirit's saying, and you've reached this new level of confidence within yourself. And we also have well-being coming through. Okay, so this is the time period to do what's best for you and set up boundaries, put up your fire hedge of protection, because like I said, you're stepping into the plate as this elder now is what I'm hearing, where you're the one who's established a place of authority through you building for yourself as that master. Okay, so you're now the master of your own domain is what I'm hearing. Okay, I'm feeling this kind of sassy energy. And so it's coming back to truth and integrity. Continue to speak the truth, calling elephants out in the room, and being honest with people. Okay, it definitely feels like a time period of honesty, because we don't want to be silent bystanders to things in our life that we know ain't right, you know what I'm saying? So now is the time for you to be in charge and take control, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like you have the effect of the energies around you. You have a big impact, like a butterfly effect, right? Where what you do matters for who's around you, okay? So there is this energy coming through, like Spirit wants you to continue to stay in your integrity, stay in your power, and don't let other people, I'm hearing, don't let them fool you. Somebody was trying to fool you is what I'm hearing. Like I said, back to spell work, there is this energy, like I said, as you break generational curses, some people are going to have the demons in them, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to sit there and try to distract you and get you off of your path and make you, you know, lose sight of what's important and not be confident in your life purpose. Bro, you have a big life purpose is the message coming through, okay? And we ain't got time to go backwards. We ain't got time to sit here and play small, okay? Oh, this is getting me feeling sassy right now, okay? You done broke the curses, you broke the chains, and don't let somebody who has not done the same, like, come in your energy and try to tell you who you are, what you need to do, okay? Because you know who you are at this point is what I'm hearing, period. Bottom of the deck, we have happiness, okay? Happiness and protection. So you are divinely protected is the big message coming through. And this is a time period of happiness and peace, okay? So don't let nobody come up in the dojo and disrespect it, because I feel like you've cleaned house in a way. Like things have cleared out, and like you're establishing the rules. You're the one who has ownership and has claimed territory, expanding your territory, okay? And so act like the king or queen that you are, period, okay? Okay. So let's get a poppin' with some final advice. All right, so Spirit, what final advice we have from a spiritual baddies watching today? These cards are so big. I got tiny hands. Ooh, what is this? We have the pumpkin baby. Okay, we have the pumpkin baby. Okay, so the pumpkin baby with Dracula's Harris. Okay, Eris. I said Harris. The era of Dracula. Okay, so this is showing that like you are in the process of, like I said, you are walking into a timeline of being the elder, right? You have inherited something. You have inherited something special. I don't know if you inherited land or it's like an inheritance actually from passed on loved ones or something like that is what's coming through here. But you're inheriting something, and Spirit is saying, like, take good care of this, because you're in a place of establishing roots, right? And as you establish roots in a very rootless society, that's important, okay? So I don't know why that's coming to the forefront. Protect what is sacred is what I'm hearing here. Protect what is sacred, okay? Period. Bottom of the deck, we have Hela's Chariot. Okay, I want to read this because I don't know what this is. This chair is so squeaky. Okay, so Hela's Chariot at the bottom of the deck, it says, release attachment to status. Simply be who you are without apology or embellishment. While we all have weaknesses and strengths, our fundamental worthiness is the same. So especially in regards, like I said, you've inherited something. There's something special inside of you, whether it's physical or it's like your talents and gifts and stuff that were passed down to you. Like Spirit's saying that you're worthy because you have this natural inheritance within yourself, okay? And Spirit saying, like, there's nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove. You have become the master of your own domain. Continue to live in truth. And it just feels like I'm hearing actions speak louder than words in regards to, like, you have nothing to prove to certain family members because you've already proven enough is what I'm hearing here, okay? You've already broken some generational curses, okay? So definitely, like, be yourself and, like, not have an attachment to status as a side message, okay? So I love you so much. I send you so much love. If this resonates, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out. And also check out my other YouTube channel, okay? I just started. I got one video up, okay? I have that information down in the comment section. Until next time, you have a blessed and wonderful day. Ta-ta.